All right, team, welcome back to the Mean Green Nation film room. Let's talk about some of the things we saw with I don't want to say the old 335, the new 3-4 system. Uh, this is the second play of the game, right? The first play, Tulsa had a little rollout. They lined up, they just rolled out left and threw it, and they saw that there was a lot of cover three, and we'll talk a little bit about what that means um, a little bit later. North Texas plays some cover three, but you have two safeties back here. This is something that they've been talking about, but let's just look at this play right here. This is a pretty straightforward little throw out to the side, right? Little counter action, throw out to the side. Um, and we're gonna see where North Texas is lining up. So we're talking about this 3-4. Sorry, I'm highlighting the safeties again. Let's talk about the three down linemen here. Right, these are the same, and you might remember before. This is our nose, this is our anchor, this is our end, and I call out the anchor there, end, nose, anchor, because he's a little bit bigger than he is, right? This is number 9. Shipley's a little bit more of a pass rusher, but you know, it's not crazy. We line up in it's kind of hard to see here, but this is like a 4 eye. This is a 0 head up, and this is a 5. He's head up on the tackle there. You see, there's a tight end out here. This guy. We always put Jalen Smith, number 36, to the tight end side. Pretty much always. Sometimes it changes. Depending on game plan or something, they just want to mess something up. But Jalen Smith, one of our linebackers, he's out here. This is him, 36. You see that he's standing away. This is something we did in the stack or the three high defense where one of these players was a little bit back here, these safeties are here and here. We still walked this out and we kept, three linebackers in the middle. In this situation, we have one, two, three, four linebackers. This is Witter, number 7. He's the guy that Eric Moore said we wanted to get on the field more often. Here's 24. I'm sorry. This is 32. Wazlowski. This is 24. Chavez Brown. So Chavez Brown's getting a little bit more time. Instead of number 8, but we'll see exactly what's happening. I think one thing that you'll notice is 21 here. Hill is playing amazing, and this is 2 Evan Jackson. He comes up with 2 interceptions in this game, and he's also highly rated. I thought that down here we had a great play from our cornerback, Ridge Tejada, but he wasn't as highly rated on PFF. And then we got some solid play up top from 17, and who else is out there? Nelson, number 4. Good stuff. North Texas usually had a cover 3 look going where these guys go deep. One guy goes deep, corner goes here, and he comes down and run support or curl flat out here. Sometimes we had this guy do the curl flat. It was to kind of change up a little bit, but that's basically how North Texas is defending this. This is our base defense now, it seems, right? We don't have the 3 high, and that's not crazy because a lot of teams are doing this right here with the tight end. This is a standard deep offense out here, and teams are happy to run right at you. They like their size. As everybody's gotten smaller on the defensive end, they're like, well, let's get bigger, run right at them, right? It's sort of come back around. So it makes sense to go away, at least for a little bit, temporarily, maybe for what we're seeing, away from a 3 high defense, which prioritizes flexibility, lighter guys, so you get more speed on the field against teams that like to run, so we can get more weight and better tacklers, that kind of thing. And you'll see a little bit of the trade-offs in this video, but let's run this. All right, immediately, pretty standard actions from our line attacking. What they see is their keys. They see a little slant from these guys here, and that's because they're Tulsa's faking this run. Their idea is to get everybody shifting this way, right? Move this way so we can create a block on one, get this bubble out here, and he's the man responsible for that. So you get 5, 10 yards. At least that's the idea, right? That's the play design. But what you'll see is that North Texas does a good job here. Number 36, he is waiting. I've seen this taught or talked about is like bouncing your feet, waiting. My favorite line was it Dan Beard? I think it was. I forget who said it. Let me see if I can find it. There's a link somewhere. Yeah, Dan Beard said, that they used to tell you as a linebacker that the line doesn't lie, but the backfield does, right? That this used to be the key. These guys went this way, so as a linebacker, you would go this way because these guys would be faking it. Now it's sort of flipped where these guys are lying to you, but these aren't, right? So quarterbacks pretty much in all these RPOs and things are taught to read this guy, and nowadays maybe over here, but you're reading this guy, the conflict defender, and that's why you wait, right? You read them. You reading me, I read you. So that's what's happening. You'll see him in this clip. Look at him bounce. He's waiting. Nothing's happening. If you're watching the game, you're like, he's not doing anything. That's what he's taught. He's waiting until this happens, right? Typically, quarterbacks will let it go. They're like, okay, he's not doing anything. I'm gonna let it go. But he's saying, you know what? I think I can throw this ball out here because he's standing here. That's what he's thinking. He's like, I'll let it go. Great job. We talked about this in the Tech game where we were not doing this. Look at this. This is why I think losing to Tech was great because it taught us that we need to be ridiculously physical here. We shoved that blocker back 3-4 yards, right? So 19 catches the ball. When the ball's thrown, he has a little 5 yard gap here. 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when he catches it, that gap ain't so big anymore, right? Look at that. 3 yards maybe. So 2's getting over the top over here. Good. 36 is getting this side. He's pretty much done. He gets a yard maybe, right? And that's fine. That's a win for North Texas defense. It's good stuff. Does this have anything to do with scheme in here? Not necessarily. Maybe because 36 is a little bit wider out, but in the three stack we basically 3-3-5. I don't want to call it three stack. The three high, we basically were doing this. There's very little change from the high to this one, except for these. We have two guys here instead of one, right? This guy would be maybe right here, and there would be another safety here. So, nothing crazy on this one. This is a good play by North Texas. All right, this next play, we'll just run it so you can see what happens. This is the very next play, right? 3rd and 2 after a 2nd and 3. Let me just hit play. Let's see what happens in live, real time.
3rd and 2. Handoff, and the running back is stuffed.
Nice. Down the first.
So, again, North Texas didn't change personnel. We have Tulsa with their standard line here. And they have their tight end here, another guy here, little, trio out this way. We line up, 3 on it. This is pretty much that you want, I forget what this is called again, but you want a man up here, and then these guys are probably not level. You want them like staggered. You want one guy up here, one guy down here, or one up here, one like this way. It's because you don't want crossing routes to make, cause you to bump into each other. Don't want that. So, you can see that they're kind of walking up and talking to each other. They might teach this. I don't know. I don't want to say they're doing it wrong. Maybe they're doing what they're taught to do. But typically you see guys, when you see a little stacked set out here, a little trio out here, a little bunch, they change it. But I think that they kind of knew what Tech is doing this way. So you have a tight receiver this way. Let's identify our linebackers. We have one. This is 7. This is Wazlowski, 32. This is 24. And this is 36. You see, again, we have our tight end side. 36 follows, right? 36 is our strong side linebacker. Witter's our weak side linebacker. 24 is our Mike, Will. I think this is we're calling our Sam, and this is maybe our Rover. You also hear this called the Jack in 3-4 schemes. I don't know what they're calling it, right? The nickel or the nickel, whatever, you see it written this way too, or the star or whatever is usually the other one, right? And you can do a lot of cool stuff with them in the three high, but in the 3-4, this guy is typically a pass rusher, but we don't really have that body type out here. You maybe put like a Shipley on that, and we see that we make Shipley drop in pass coverage a little bit later. But what what we care about here is that North Texas does another bear front. You might remember that from the last one, where we're tight on here. All these we have Wazlowski in here again. This is another thing where we didn't like it, but it works out in North Texas' favor this time, right? Tulsa's not as big as Tech. They just do a little inside zone going this way, right? Everybody stepping, step, and great job by Chavez Brown. Look at that, nice. Blows that up. Doesn't have a chance. Like for a running back, the idea is to, read these guys here and then make a cut. That's why North Texas, puts everybody here so there's no gaps. You can't climb. You can't double team anybody and create a seam because everybody has to go man on man. And then they're not reading this end, or maybe they are. They're reading 36. He has his eyes over here, but that might just be faking. I don't see them. They're doing this action over here, but I don't know whether they're actually really doing it. They have the look like they're gonna read, but it doesn't look like he's doing anything, right? I don't know that they were telling Francis, yeah, go ahead, take it. And even if he did, I think at this point, if he steps, 36 has him. That's done. And if this is a throw, we saw North Texas did a great job of that, right? We can get over. We have 3v3. It's not ideal, but it's enough. And we beat it on the other side last time. They tried to throw a little bubble. This time they're going to try to run it. Killed it. Great job by North Texas. This is, again, not really a lot of difference from the 3 high to the 3-4, except for the fact that instead of this being a safety, this was like 14, Jamin Anderson, for a while. Now it's 24, and he's a linebacker. And I think he read it, played fast. I think linebackers are used to reading some things and acting on them a little bit quicker than some nickel safeties are, at least in my opinion. And I think it showed in this moment. So we'll just quickly go over and look at the same play again, just from another angle. You see that we talked about these linemen right here doing this this step. Everybody stepping this way. I'm a little off here. Let's stepping. They're getting a double team on the nose, which is typically what you want to do. He's your heaviest guy, most disruptive guy, and so pretty much all of them are like, step here, you're gonna block here, we're gonna double team this guy and take him out. Except we have number 9 right here attacking and then forcing 70 to come over and do some things. We're doing a great job, and you see 15. Look at 15. He's getting in there. So they can't double team move this. They want to move this and create a seam and pop it in there. Can't do that when we're doing a great job of playing run defense in there. We create some mess that allows 24 to fly in, right? 24 gets the TFL, and he feels good, and it's on his numbers, but great job by these guys. Good stuff. That's what we want. It's a team game. Good tackle. Good stuff, North Texas. So I didn't want to clip all of these. It's very easy to get carried away and talking about all these plays. It's fun. So we're skipping ahead a little bit, but I wanted to show some counter plays, right? We saw that Texas Tech had a lot of success on this kind of stuff. And it looks like they have 3 pullers here. It's kind of crazy. I don't know exactly what this stuff is. But again, the thing to note here is that we have a tight end here, right? And this is a tight end here. So double tight set, and you got 2 wide receivers out here, 1 and then 2. So you don't really need 3 safeties to guard 2 tight ends, right? We needed a heavier package, and that's what the 3-4 is allowing us to do. So just a note again, nose here, we're in our 504, or 4i, whatever. We also have, I think this is 89. This is Dawkins. We're in our sub package, right? We don't have the starters in there, which is fine, right? We need these guys to step up and perform. Here are our linebackers. Here's 1, here's 2, here's 3, here's 4, right? This, believe it or not, is a corner. This is 5, Rich Tejada. Here's 21, our safety. Here's the weak safety out here, 2, Evan Jackson, and then our other corner. That's 17, I believe, on this play, Starling, right? So North Texas, doesn't change personnel. Maybe change the look a little bit. We have these guys staggered so they can get their reads a little bit better. That's the idea here. Um, Here's that look, right? You might remember. Do you remember? We'll figure it out. This is a kick, and this is a pull, right? That's what they want. And everybody else is down blocking. The idea is to push these guys this way, leave these two on an island, and create some damage with big, heavy dudes running into space, right? So this is a counter. The running back takes a little step that way, and then comes this way, right? So immediately we see that North Texas is slanting hard in this way, this way, this way, looking to, crash it down. They teach, I believe, this one of these linebackers is supposed to, as soon as they read it, get in there and knock the second puller. We saw in the last film room session that Wazlowski did a good job of this. We don't really do the greatest job of this. I don't know if we were expecting something different, but we tackled it up. It was a nice gain for Tulsa, and you can see that just because you have linebackers out there doesn't mean that we got it all knocked up, got it all locked down. And I don't know what Wazlowski saw. I think he was kind of he was reading this one. I think we got to get in here a little harder, but he's looking this way, right? That's maybe our problem. Great job by 21. Look, he recognizes what's happening. He flies forward, right? He's making a play. 5. Look at 5. Our cornerback. He's getting in there, looking to make a play. And I think one problem is that maybe they're both looking to make a play in the same spot. I think maybe 5 should be a little bit out here, but he's setting the edge. That's good. So he's trying to get around this way. He's trying to get around this way, and we get the block, right? Wazlowski loses to 82 a little bit because he probably should hold that off a little bit better. It's nothing crazy, right? It happens. They get scholarships too. So good run by Tulsa. Again, Texas Tech had a great game with the same play. Tulsa has seen it. Everybody's going to see it. We're going to see this play. Wyoming ran it. We don't have Wyoming clips in this one. I don't really care about it. Super terrible offense. And I wanted to see what like an evolved version of North Texas, second game running the 3-4 looked like. So we're going to see this all season, right? Teams are going to see this play and think that they can run their counter play against us, maybe tweak it a little bit, maybe have a different personnel set out there and challenge North Texas. They're looking to see who's losing and then see if they can make them lose some more. And same play, right? Same thing. You see the same look here by Tulsa. We'll just run it. We'll see what happens. They get a nice little gain, nothing crazy, nothing to write home about. I put this on the highlight reel, but we'll talk about it. All the same action, same personnel set right up here, right? 1, 2 right wide receivers. They have 2 tight ends. One guy here, one guy's on the line. You can't really see him too well. They get 70 out here. He's kicking. He's pulling. He's inserting into the line. You can see in this play, we don't slant. The last play, right? We slanted this way into it, which sort of helps all these down blocks. They're like, yeah, all y'all get that way. That's fine. And then they came around this way. Again, sometimes the call, it works against you. This time, North Texas slants into the run play or where it's going to play side. And that helps a ton, right? Because you see, I think this is Breland Charles here. He wins and he's on the edge. So he's waiting for this. And he knows he's going to get a kick out block. So, he's ready to take it on. But look at that. What is that? Lo and behold, look at 32 blowing up 70. 70 goes that way. Great stuff. Like I say, sometimes you lose and sometimes you win. Good stuff. So, again, 70 is supposed to do a kick out block. 62 is supposed to insert, but he can't. We talked about the Texas Tech game where North Texas was getting blocked by one guy. How about this right here? 32 doesn't make a tackle. Wazlowski, no tackle made, but he takes out 2 blockers, right? Good stuff. Good stuff here. Also, look at our other linebacker here. See this here? Look at this guy. He wins. He wins against this one. So now we have 3-4 guys ready to make a tackle, right? Here. He's ready in case he's like, oh, let me try to get this way. Nope. And then we make a tackle here. Good stuff. This is a great job by North Texas. I say they're going to see who's losing, and they're going to see what happens. North Texas does a great job of winning on this play in a lot of places, right? Evan Jackson steps up, makes a tackle. Again, what I like about this, and we have to look out for this here, they're going to throw over the top on 21 because they're seeing this. He's flying in when he sees a run play. And Tulsa had a chance. I didn't clip this one. I did clip it, but we're not going to talk about it. Where they threw over the top and it was incomplete. Not Phil Hill. God, I keep doing that. Jalen Hill does one of these. He turns around and is like, "Oh no, let me get back." And fortunately for us and him, it was incomplete. It was a little short. But this is good run defense. He sees it and he's up there making a tackle at the line of scrimmage. That's what you want. This is a well defended defense of this counterplay that Tulsa likes. How about we look at another one, right? This is the same play from a different alignment, different personnel set. They have two running backs. They call this like split backs or something. Here's our tight end. They have two wide receivers out here, right? So you drop a tight end in favor of another running back, right? What's happening here? You see, North Texas, we have our starters in here. We're in a bear front, like real tight alignment on the guard, both guards, and the center here, right? Nose on center, and then our ends, or anchor ends, or rush in, whatever you want to call them, are on the guards. That frees up. That means basically we're locking this in. You're not going to run a little inside zone, just as we saw earlier. This is all done. So where are you going to go? Out here, probably. Maybe a little just a stretch play, maybe a little counter, right? That's what you're going to try to do. Well, we need to be ready. Here are our linebackers. Here's 7 right here. Here's 32. Here's 24 and 36. Again, I don't know all the rules for they have over here, but you always see 36 strong. Tight ends over here, but we have 36. I think it's because we're at the field side. There's more space out here, and they like them in space. But we can see what happens. Same thing. Here's 70, this tackle. He's going to kick, and he's going to insert, right? That's how you want to run a counter play. And they have this. He's flying out to kind of find somebody out there to block somebody. That's his job. So let's see what happens on this play. Again, North Texas does a great job destroying the inside, neutralizing this whole section. Not happening. Here we have, this is 8, I believe. Yeah. He comes, destroys his man. Again, he's supposed to get the second puller, I believe. And he does. He comes in here, destroys this. We saw Wazlowski do a great job with that, 32. Great job. Now we need to set the edge. Set this edge on here, get out here, something. Find the edge and set it. Beautiful. There's no edge to set because this running back, this is why you don't have just like a running back out here doing it. If he's like a fullback, he'll come out here with like viciousness and aggression. But this guy's like hopping around. He's jumping over somebody. This running back right here. What are you doing? He's dancing. He's dancing. That's not how you block anybody. You don't block anybody by dancing. And he's looking for the safety, and then he forgets there's a linebacker out there. I don't know what they were hoping for when you're doing this design, you're hoping that this guy comes out here, kicks this one, or peels here, and then he's getting this guy, and then so he would be here. What happens is the tackle finds the first man because he's looking for a kick out, and there's no kick out. You find somebody. 47 doesn't have anybody, so he just jumps in there too. He probably should be out here. And North Texas does a great job of just being aggressive. He's 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and he makes a tackle. He runs up here, makes a tackle right here. That's just a good job, good line backing. Again, here's a key, right? He's watching the mesh. See that? He doesn't move until he knows. All right, now he knows. Now I'm going, and I get it. Good stuff. So one counter went for nice yards. 2 other counter plays went for none yards, or like a yard, right? Good job by North Texas. So let's talk a little bit about pass rushing. We saw the run game. I think this is what the run defense was what North Texas with Eric Morris, Matt Capone wanted to improve. But the benefit of having 3 high is that you're better against the pass game. This would be a standard kind of down, be like, oh yeah, we have 3 safeties out here, so he'll be one, and then where this guy would be our third. He would be the other one, and everybody else would pretty much be in the same location, right? We have 1, 2, 3, a linebacker, and here, right? We don't have that. We changed it. We said, you know what? No, you're gonna be up here, right? So that's our big change. So how does it work when we're defending the pass, right? With a 3-4, we are in our base personnel. We have a cornerback locked up, 2 high safeties, right? And the look here says, yeah, let's play two. We're playing 2 man, you know, because we have 2 high safeties and these guys are locked in. Maybe it's just a cover 2 zone, something, you know, but it's probably that. I think we end up running like a Tampa look on this one, and it's not even a Tampa. We're just, you know, playing 5 under, 6 under, really. It's a drop 8 coverage, right? And this is the part where one of these guys, and the other one would be out here, maybe running deep, playing deep Tampa 2 coverage. It depends on what you want. But it's 2nd and 8. North Texas runs, and you can see this is what Shipley's here to do in addition to his normal duties. He's out here doing his stand-up rushing thing. We know it's a pass play. We got 4 receivers. Nose is attacking here. Here's our anchor end. He's attacking the B gap. We are happy to sort of concede this B gap here because we think Shipley can win this, and that's fine. We know it's not a run play, or we heavily believe it. Now, I say concede the B gap. I mean concede it by a lineman because we have this guy here. He's supposed to be in there. But, you know, if they do a little draw or something like that, then you're putting a linebacker on, you know, a guard, and maybe that's not so great. But as it is, tackle, right? TFL. And that's what number 0 is at 8. It's 8, right? At 0. It's right there, 0. Great job. This is just, it's hard to pass against this kind of thing unless you get lots of time. There's not a lot of time because Shipley's doing a great job. Look at this. He's pushing him into his lap. Great job. You know, you can have drop 8, but if this guy has all kinds of time, the QB, he's sitting out here just looking around, having a barbecue. Then, you know, you can run some deeper coverages. This guy, maybe do a little 4 verts or something, maybe a little crosser. And, you know, somebody's going to be open eventually. But you get in here, everybody looks good. You know, a little tackle in the middle. They get like 3 yards here, a little check down. Nobody's open because you have 6 guys in coverage. Like, we're locked up top, locked, deep half, locked here, bumping this dude. He's sitting and waiting. Bump. Where are you going to throw it? And, you know, he hit the back foot. He's looking this way. He thinks that he's going to get some kind of action over here. At least that's the play design or something. He's looking there. There's nothing there. It ain't happening. It looks like they're trying to do a little switch release, and maybe he's going to get in here. Not happening. Because even if he did, these guys are sitting there waiting to jump underneath the little hook. As it is, easy, right? So, all helped by this great pass rush by Shipley. That's what we want. It's important to get a pass rush when you're only getting 3. If you can have one guy creating havoc there, changes the game for the pass defense. And here's the other thing too, right? They left him on an island. Look at that. They thought we're locked in. Yeah, I know everybody's like, well, you got 5 guarding 3. But it's only over here that they have double teams. It's, you know, right here in the middle. There's a double. This guy's not doing anybody. He's marking it up there, right? So we have 2 1v1 battles, and if we thought it would be useful, we could say, oh, he's check releasing. You'll stay. I'll, you know, insert little green dog or something, right? But he's coming out for a pass with the guard. But if he stays in, then this guy's gonna like, I'm just gonna run through the running back and go make a tackle. Right, that's the idea. All right, let's move on, and you know, let's just watch this play here.
Has only 51 yards. After play action, Rainbows to the boundary, and Williams.
All right, so what happened here? Right, was this busted coverage or something? No, like North Texas essentially does a lot of the same things here. Right, we have what looks like a 3 high, right? We're like, hey, 1, 2, 3. Is that 3? Are we doing a 3 high? Well, no. This is number 7 here. This is our linebacker. Here's our weak side linebacker. Here's our strong, and here's number 36, right? Here's our strong side linebacker. I mean, uh, I think this is sometimes called a Ted, and then this would be your rover or something, right? And this is the mic, sorry, and this is the Ted. Anyway, my point is not to name these guys. It's just to show that we have the same kind of look. We are just changing it up a little bit, just changing the places we're standing. You see that 36 is like showing blitz. He's walking over here saying, "Hey, I'm going to do something," and then he turns around to get into the flat. He ends up going this way. Depending on the defensive coordinator, a lot of guys will have some freedom to do this kind of thing. We do get a pass rush from here, right? Wazlowski inserts. They block it up because they do this play action, a little dart action here. Tackle coming around, like they're going to run this, but it's just pass protection. And it does bring in, again, our safety. Like he flies this way because he's reading it. He steps up a little bit, but we have otherwise good coverage. We know we're going to be locked here. We have Whittier. This is a part where I mentioned on the podcast. We have 2 guys guarding this space here. Why? Right? Somebody needs to be in a different spot, and we need to figure out who that's supposed to be. You see that we have these 2 dudes doing the same thing. That's not good. This is a part where I think they're going to get better, and they probably have gotten better over this practice week. Next practice week, what are we doing there? When we said earlier that we got to improve a little bit of that, that's kind of what we're looking at. So this play from Tulsa is just we're doing this right here. He's running and he's going deep, and that's really it. It's three options for the quarterback and a little play action. And it works out. He floats out that ugly little pass there to the sidelines. It's not ugly. It works. Nelson gets beat. I think he came out after this play. I don't think that he did a poor job. I'm sure a defensive back coach is going to tell you all the techniques that he didn't do right. Credit to their dude. This ball is placed. What is Nelson supposed to do right here? Go through the dude? It's just a great ball, right? You can't see it. The idea is that you're supposed to throw it to the back of his head. Some coaches teach you to arrow that right at his head. But he floats it. It works out. Back shoulder fade. Classic. What you'd like to see is 36 getting out of here quicker so that way he can undercut any curl route, little comeback route. I think that they ran a couple of those late in the game. But he's also supposed to be right here. He's here, and then he goes out. So that way this guy, this receiver is not wide open because he was open. You throw that one, it's a catch. Our problem was here, a little busted coverage, and it was a complete pass. It's not really Nelson's fault. I mean, he just got beat. But you don't like to see this down here, that stuff. But, what are you going to do? Sometimes I think this kind of thing is going to get cleaned up as they get more familiar with the system. All right, it looks here like we're running. Let's first show what happens, I suppose, right? Here's the play. Great tackle by Whittier. It looks like North Texas is running a little quarters coverage where he has him, if he goes deep, you can see his eyes are on number 1. There's no number 2 here that's really a threat. So he's like, all right, he's not doing anything. It's not a run. My eyes are here, and then I'm going to follow him. So you have a double team on the deep one. You can see a similar thing happening here where we're taking him vert. And if he goes vertical, I'm taking him that way, right? That looks like what's happening here to me. And he is going vertical, so we're locked here. We're doubled here, and he kind of turns just in case this is coming this way. And then, there's no crossers. These guys are supposed to kind of wall them off. You see a good job by Witter here, doing a great job redirecting this one because you want to give this guy a chance, right? You want to give your safety behind you a chance. So he's putting hands on him, making him go around him, bubbling him around, making him bend his route, and he does. Good job. There's this little out here, so he'll take him. He's a flat defender. He'll take him. and that's North Texas defense, right? That's our plan. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's your quarters, and then here, here. So 7 is that way, and these guys are hooks, right? There you go. That's our play design. We shouldn't get we shouldn't be vulnerable to too much of a passing threat in this one, which is why what is open is just a little check down, right? Great job by Witter. We talked about him being in space. There are 4 linebackers all dropping into coverage, and Witter sees that we have a quarterback on the move, makes a tackle. Right, good. That's his area. That's where he's supposed to be. He makes a tackle. Good stuff by North Texas. Right here, Tulsa actually does some good things. They move it forward.
On the ground, huge hole up the middle for.
And this is the kind of thing again we want to clean up. It's another counterplay. Look at this tackle pulling around. He doesn't get a block on anybody, and this is sort of like a split zone, really. Except that, again, this is a tackle doing this because he's coming around, and you remember split zone is like everybody goes that way here, and then one guy comes and gets the backside dude, right? So that way he kind of cleans him up. We saw in that other inside zone play that North Texas just destroyed it because nobody had the backside dude. Well, here's who is this? 21 coming up here, ready to make a play. He's blocked by a tackle, which is difficult if you're giving up, a couple 100 pounds. And this is blocked well. You see that we're slanting this way. Everybody's here. We have another guy on the line. I think this is our 32 right there. So everybody's getting blocked. 8, he's stepping. We're stepping. So that's why we get beat up. Everybody's slanting hard, following the flow. And all we have left is 21 on this guy. 8 gets caught up because he's not looking in the right spot. Sorry. And you can see him looking over there like, oh, I'm supposed to be that away. I think he thought it was a counter with somebody pulling. He steps up, gets pushed, and has to make the tackle. Sort of does. He gets a hand on him. This is, something that can be cleaned up. This is just knowing where you're supposed to be, recognize and play awareness, and then you're more of the right spot than you are, right? But North Texas is still working on it. They're trying to figure out what they're supposed to do. This is still a work in progress. A lot of good stuff. I mean, we know that Tulsa didn't score on this one, so it doesn't really matter. But they did get, they did allow some plays here and there. This is one of them. And then,
I didn't want this video to
here's another one.
On a bad note.
So again, here's
the positive
this play
right?
where
Let's
they
talk about
they pull off this counter. They get a nice little run.
big time
Same
touchdown
kind of deal in this situation as we said before. They're pulling guys. Beautiful. All right, let's go back to the beginning and talk about what's happening. He's gonna kick out. He's gonna insert. Same stuff.
I didn't want this
right?
video.
A lot of teams like to do this. You get big dudes moving. You don't have to have a fullback when you just have
play here, right?
Let's talk about like this moving.
That
and again, North
time.
Texas is
touchdown
crashing down here. You see 89.
He's
coming this way.
Some window dressing and a screen play, and this guy has wheels.
Beautiful.
Beat
Beautiful. Whenever we
let's go back to the beginning and talk about what's happening.
They're sort of. This is also designed to get this because if you're always slanting this way on like a zone run, then you can bust up this interior and you make it hard to find those seams. That's why you run this. You're like, you know what? If you're gonna go that, we're gonna just go around you, pin you this way. You'll help us block you. That's why you run this stuff. It's like a constraint play on that. They just get a good block, right? 87 climbing to the second level. Whenever you have linemen or tight ends climbing, that's bad, right? This kind of functions like a little trap here, right? He kind of lets him walk by him, and then here comes a guard, right, to hit you in the mouth. So now you're trapped, right? You're like, oh sweet, I'm gonna fly upfield and make a play. Oh, and I get hit in the mouth, And there's 47 again. He gets to the second level. I think he gets our safety, right? Evan Jackson. Oh no, he gets our corner. Again, you don't want to block corners, but he blocks our corner. And good play for Tulsa. I don't want to end on a good play for Tulsa. But there's a lot of good stuff by North Texas. I just wanted to show that it wasn't perfect. The 3-4 was not a complete success, right? You give up some plays here and there. I just want everybody to see kind of what's happening. Some of it just like players. I think uh, Chavez Brown does a better job of reading some of these things. You can see some of the aggression we had from number 21, but he's getting caught running down, and he's gonna get beat over the top at least one time. Somebody's gonna do it. I think Tom Herman maybe. But let's look at a positive play. All right, I didn't want this video to end on a bad note. So again, the positive play here, right? Let's talk about that big time touchdown pass.
Second down, and we'll call it 7. Some window dressing and a screen play, and this guy has
Beautiful.
wheels.
Beautiful. All right, let's go back to the beginning and talk about what's happening here. So I know we haven't talked a lot about North Texas offense, and a lot of that's because, as we said in the podcast this morning, a lot of the focus has been on the defense. But North Texas has a very good offense, a lot of good ideas, and we're manipulating their keys and getting them out of sorts, right? So we haven't talked about Tulsa's defense, but they operate out of a 4-down system, right? So this is a rush in, here are their 2 tackles, this is their nose, I believe. And the whole idea is not very different than North Texas's ideas, except they say we are going to get pressure this way, and then that's going to force you to step up, or we're going to control it this way. It's more about the players that they have than it is about overall philosophy, right? Sometimes, it's you figure that you're going to only be able to recruit a certain type of player and then achieve certain kind of results, right? So, what North Texas does, we can see we get a little man in motion, right? Now this is a danger guy, right? So we're coming this way, we're threatening this side of the field. They know they need to shift because they're locked here. This guy's locked on the top. This is a linebacker. This is a safety. I'm sorry, it's a safety and then a safety. So how are they going to shift, right? They're looking at this. They're like, well, maybe North Texas is going to be conservative. We had just ran a little inside zone something to get here with Shane Porter. Now maybe we're running one of these, right? A little action this way. Maybe he's going to block. Maybe he's going to run, and you have like a little load something coming this way. Well, we have pullers. Look at that. Pull. This guy's sprinting. Everybody's going this way. We're basically yelling, look, hey. And it works. Look at all of Tulsa's line. Here. Everybody's looking this way. Maybe not 72, but he's looking. He's getting hit. He sees action. He's like, wait a second. He doesn't have the ball. They don't realize that the ball is not in one of these 2 guys' hand until right here. And by then, we've eliminated these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys with 1, 2, 3, 4. Take out 2 guys, right? Now we have our wide receiver, a tight end, a couple blockers on 4 dudes, right? So upon the catch, Hammond takes out the corner. We have 3 blockers on 1. Look at this out here. Look at this. Look at that. That's great stuff. Three guys on 1. And he kind of whiffed a little bit, but, I mean, he had to take the long way around because you have a massive humanity running at your face. Underrated, good throw by Chandler Morris, putting it on his hands, not taking a lot of momentum out of him. A catchable ball, because he could have fired it at him, but you have to absorb that. So he threw it, he floated it so he can catch it, get down, look, feet are on the ground. He caught it with his hands. Good. Now he's ready to run. Zero's out of position. 99, 72, 22. They're not doing anything. He has at least the first down, right? Just by looking here, right? His first 3 steps, definitely first down. 64. Getting a tiny little touch. Don't want to block in the back there. Fine. We have the first down, and we have 72, who does a great job, and 74 and 71. We got this cleaned up. 71 is gonna walk 6 into the bench, help him out. Go sit down in there, get some water. And so once we're here, we're clear. We're clean. We have a first down. We have all we needed. Now you got to beat 22. Blair, he does, and it helps. Look, 22 had to run. He moved. He shuffled. He's out of position about 5-10 yards. He made up some ground, but he's a linebacker. And if you don't make this tackle, it's over. He does not make the tackle. It's over. Once he's shed, it's over. Now you have 74 looking for work. And really all he has to do is just be in the way at this point, and he kind of does. He turns, gets a little shoulder shove there, and just by walking into the path of 15, he's taking him out. And then we're good. Just keep running. We're faltering there. Look at Conrad. There we go. Touchdown, North Texas. Good stuff. Great play design. He does the Cam Ward celebration. Great play design from North Texas. It's the little things. You could always throw a little wide receiver screen, right? But it's getting everybody flowing this way that opens it up. Because if you just catch the ball here, throw the receiver screen, then you have all of those other dudes right here. These guys, right? He's staring. He's waiting for that. They're sort of expecting it too. He can maybe step out and make a play. They're really like, well, there's a lot of space this way. That's what they're looking at. That's what they want to defend. Sometimes you can trick them by the formation. If you line up everybody formation into the boundary this way, you're sort of saying we're either going to just power run this way, which is unlikely, or we like something out here, right? Here's a one-on-one out here, potentially. That's why Forrest stepping back is like, all right, if he steps up, gets a catch, I'll come up and make a tackle. But I don't want to get beat over the top. So, there's a lot of space out this way. So when North Texas threatens that with DT Sheffield, speedster running this way, they're like, oh, okay, yeah. I knew they were going to try to attack this space out here. That's what we are ready for. And Tulsa says to themselves, we are ready. Let's go get it. Everybody moving that way. Everybody. Look, how many guys took a step that way? Right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys all took a step with that action. And that's just enough to allow this. Blair Conrad gets a little push, and he catches it. Oscar Hammond, falls on the cornerback. That's fine. We have our first down. We have our objective. Everything past this is money. Just free money, right? And that's what we got. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, we try to keep it short this week. Thanks for watching Mean Green Nation Film Room. Subscribe to the podcast. Go on meangreennation.com. Consider a paid subscription so we can keep doing these kinds of things. We appreciate it. Go Mean Green.